we're going to move now into a little more reality-based. Our current reality is we're at a short play festival. That's the subject of this play, No Offense, written by Timothy Krause, directed by Greg Abbott.
Realism in art is a defensive posture.
What does that quote even mean?
It means this call for scripts is like writing while wearing a girdle.
Girdle? Why? What does it say?
Well, first, 5 to 7 pages.
Seems reasonable for a short play contest. Or is it a festival?
The short play must have a beginning, a middle, and an end.
Well, hard to argue with that. Psychologically sound, it's storytelling 101.
A protagonist, an antagonist, a dramatic question, and a climax.
Well, you're a protagonist. You want to write a play. The contest is your antagonist, and the rules, they're your challenge. The dramatic question is, can you write a play that meets the rules of the contest?
And the climax.
Every story has a climax, Ryan. Whatever the high point is, that's the climax. Things must come to a point.
Things must come to a point.
Things must come to a point.
Keep your play realistic or naturalistic.
So, how is that any different than a contest asking for only comedies, or only plays and no musicals, or 2 men kissing?
A musical comedy with 2 men kissing. Now that's golden. Golden.
Mm-hmm. My point is that
things must come to a point.
My point is, you have a choice. Do or do not. There is no...
Hey! A realistic play is about contemporary people who might know and who are executing their contemporary activities. That's you, right now, giving me therapy. This should be a play.
Because you're a troubled artist, and I'm an ABD psych student.
Because I'm from SAD, Oregon, and you're just plain sad Texas.
That's my reality.
Realism also involves contemporary, ordinary speech. Avoid dialects.
Crikey. Should the seal is only asking for what's normal, yeah?
Exactly. It's so serious, it's boring.
Of course, realism does not mean boring or even serious.
It doesn't say that. Limit your play to 2 or 3 characters.
Aren't most 10-minute plays more like 5 to 7 characters anyway?
Usually not more than 4 characters in a 5 to 7 page.
Oh, that's a lot of dramatic pauses for a 10-minute play.
Keep all of your characters on stage for as long as possible. Entrances and exits create activity, but many times deflate the dramatic action.
Except for a farce.
Which is not realistic.
And yet, I have to say, Noises Off is one of the most realistic portrayals of theater ever.
You do not need blizzards or other phenomena to keep characters on stage.
Tell that to Agatha Christie.
If characters have dynamic goals, they will stay on stage to pursue those goals. If you have written a character that keeps leaving, let him leave or let her leave. the play entirely because the goal is not strong enough for dramatic impact.
I'm done with this nonsense.
I've had enough of your antics.
I won't be subjected to this treatment any longer.
But wait, there's more. Keep the setting in one locale.
The short form has no patience for introduction and exposition.
And I have no patience for these rules. There, I said it. How's that for exposition?
Show, don't tell, Ryan. Show, don't tell.
Well, to tell you the truth.
Avoid speeches. If your character's needs are strong enough, they will not allow each other to talk to.
Right. And I realize that now.
Make sure your crisis and your climax are on-stage events, rather than now I realize speeches.
But remember that time when...
Keep the action on stage. Don't talk about something that happened elsewhere or at another time. Make all the action happen on your stage is in your play.
Well, hello.
Get rid of greetings. It's just plain boring on stage.
That's fine. How do you do? Said Ryan, rather proud of his repartee.
Don't include in the stage directions tone of voice or delivery hits for lines.
Because sarcasm is so easily noticed.
Costume descriptions of what characters are wearing.
Because a beret conveys no character whatsoever.
Background on the sets or characters other than the most basic information.
Lights up some ways, sometime.
Characters' thoughts or intentions. Never delve into the interior lives of the characters or why objects are on stage.
Damn it!
What were you trying to do just there?
If you have to explain the joke.
And apparently you shouldn't, at least not in the stage directions.
I just want you to know that if my play sucks, it's not my fault.
Ryan, don't get so defensive.
As I said, realism in art, in fact, a defensive posture.
You still don't understand that quote.
Realism allows no challenges or criticism. It avoids controversy.
I don't know. I think there are a lot of controversies in real life.
Realism is just another way to resist change. It's conformity.
Conformity is imitation, and imitation is the sincerest form of flattery.
Conformity is just a way to protect certain values, traditions. It's the status quo. And if ever this country needs to change its status quo, it's now. And we're better than in the theater.
So now this play contest is what's wrong with this country?
No, Emily. Not at all. It's the opposite. It's an opportunity to...
To make America great again.
Oh my God. You just made me throw up a little in my mouth.
So you, the protagonist, want to write a play. The contest, the antagonist, has these rules, which are the challenge.
Right. So how do I, the protagonist, overcome the challenge? These rules presented by the antagonist.
Here, we've come to that point.
What point?
Your play, 2 characters, 5 to 7 pages, 10 minutes.
My play? What do you mean, my play?
You said this should be your play, so Apple recorded it, Google transcribed it, and Elon Musk's artificial intelligence filled in the gaps. Climax achieved, and dramatic question answered by way of Big Brother. These days, you don't get any more realistic than that.
Actually, I think it might be a little too meta.
Meta, that's Facebook.